Welcome back to voters. Brother DarkAce here, the creator, coming at you today with a BT11-Machinedramon Deck profile. Let's get it. So for this Machinedramon build, it's a very customizable deck, and I think this is an all-around way to play it, and we're going to start off with the babies here. So we're going to start off with the babies, just playing the 4 Digimon, just for on deletion, reveal top card of your deck and add it to your hand. If it's black, which you will miss occasionally in this deck, but you don't really evolve that much. It's really just for the occasional draw. With that being said, we have Chinkurimon for 3 and Hagurumon for 4. So gear, play, on play, you're not really going to evolve over the baby. Discard 1 cyborg or machine, draw 2. On security effect, you're going to de-digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Really helps it in this format. I'm finding a lot of decks are using 1 specific Digimon to go at your whole stack or really take control of the game, and this could literally be the reason why you don't lose. And if you draw it, you draw 1 with the baby. Alright, so level 4s, only playing 4 level 4s. Not that many, I know, but this is all you need. So you're only going to play 4 because, like I said, you only play about 7 level 3s, and most of them are meant to be in security anyway. So this allows you to have the evol ability and have some blocking ability. Even a hard play block is just nice to have because this deck is mostly about blocking. And then the Guardramon being the main card because you draw 2 on attack by just trashing 1. And Mechalorian for surviving against those little guys that can beat over your security stack. Alright, for the level 5s, which is the main part of the deck, I believe I am running 17. So the first 2 here are Andromons, which is Digivolving and also having the Inheritability blocker. Megadramon from starter deck 5 is also the blocker ability. Nice to use one of the originals. Playing 2 Metal Greymons. He's nice because he allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon when on through his inheritable effect, because Machinedramon is a machine, and then if you were to Digivolve on top of him, you could de-Digivolve 1, and then delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. So you could potentially de-Digivolve 1 and delete a card. And then the new guy, Metal Tyrannomon from this new set here, has an on-play /when Digivolving effect that if for every black tamer you have, in this deck I play about 4, you could suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon, and that Digimon can't unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. But the main effect here is Inheritability, which allows you to trash a Digimon when your Digimon deletes 1 of your opponent's Digimon, which is nice because you can do it on both turns, 1 by blocking and on your turn by attacking. So you could trash 2 security, and trash is better than attacking the stack because no effects will be activated, no tamers will be activated, and as we know, that's a game changer. Following up with the 1-ups for level 5s, we got a nice little Gigadramon here. He's a jammer on play, so if you ever need to just drop a guy and attack with him, you get a free security check basically. And also his inheritability is Reboot, which is also with the Metal Tyrannomon. Reboot, and also the same effect as Andromon. Reveal 3 on Digievolution at a level 6. Playing a Megadramon from BT9 here. This card's great because it allows you to delete tamers when attacking, and also when Digivolving, if you want to play in that way, you can delete tamers as well with 3 costs or less, or Digimon. So this works against stuff like Rena and Cool Boys. We have another Megadramon here. He's from EX1. I like this card because you can on play delete up to 2 Digimon with 3000 DP or less, gets rid of some of those pesky like memory blockers, and just wipes some board presence. And then also you have your security +1 as an inheritable. Then we play another Metal Greymon from BT7. This card can come out as 5 as long as you have a tamer, because you'll gain 2 memory back, which is really cheap because it allows you to evolve over if you need to, or if you're bricking a little bit, it really helps. And then this card, once per turn, you can gain a memory when 1 of your opponent's Digimon is deleted. Only on your turn, but it's still really nice getting that extra memory sometimes. Metal Greymon from EX1. This card will get Piercing, allows you to do a security check when attacking. If you were to attack with him, if you're Digivolving 1 of your guys, you can delete opponent's Digimon 4000 DP or less. Volcanomon here from Starter Deck 12. Nice 9k level 5 blocker, just nice to have. And then security +1 on inheritable. Then we're going to run with a couple other cards here. The DP boosters. This one gives you 2, this one gives you 3. But the advantage of him is you could potentially like sweep an opponent because this check 3 times at the cost of 5 memory. Alright, level 6s. I'm sure you know what this card's coming. Is the Machinedramon. The whole point of the deck is to pretty much drop this guy on the board when you have to have at least 2 memory because it will cost you 12. But you will gain 1 memory back for every card you place underneath them from your trash or your hand up to 5. So other effect, can't be, every time he's deleted, trash 2 from his below and he'll be fine. And then his DP can't be used. To combo on with that, we're playing 4 Digimons as well. This card just adds, you can play it on top of him for 1 cost, and then you get to de-digivolve for placing up to 3 cards that are black or red with Cyborg in their traits. For both of these plays, reminder that the cards can have the same name, but they have to have different card numbers. Like you can play two Megadramons, but as long as they're from different sets, you're good. We are also playing the new Machinedramon from BT11. So he's an alright card. I think it is necessary to play him because he does have a when play and on play and when digivolving effect to reveal 5 and add an analog man, which is the new tamer we're running. And also you have a choice to place 1 card with Cyber Machine into its stack or to your hand, and then as well you trash the rest. So it does facilitate your graveyard. But the cool thing about this is on deletion, if you have an analog man in play, you can play a Machinedramon without paying its cost. So you could potentially just simply play him for free on deletion, and if you attach 5 guys to him, you gain 7 memory. So on your opponent's turn, you could basically just end their turn and play a card. So pretty sick. So Tamers are playing 3 analog man, pretty good card. So the idea for him is that on your turn, the start of your turn, you trash 1 level 5 cyborg and you gain 1 memory and draw a card. So it allows you to add more cards, gain a little memory, and its secondary effect is the best effect. When your opponent attacks, by suspending this tamer, you can make that attack be directed to one of your level 6 Digimon with machines in its trait. So if you remember from before, you make them attack one of your Machinedramon that has the metal Tyrannomon that trashes 1 security on your opponent's turn. And if you have multiple, you can do this 3 times if you had 3 of them on the board, which makes it really hard for your opponent to actually attack you. And then along with that, we're playing 2 memory setters from blue. Memory set to 3, and the other focus of this card is that when you attack with the Digimon that is level 5 or higher, if you have 7 cards or less in your hand, which is almost all the time because you're using your resources from your hand and also trashing them to gain memory and draw, you can draw 1 card by suspending this tamer. And then last but not least, I am playing 1 Izzy and Joe, again putting pressure on my opponent to decide whether they want to play 2 Digimon or not when they only have 1 on the board. It makes my opponents make mistakes sometimes or play cards they wouldn't normally have played, which sometimes messes up their combos. And then on your opponent's turn, if a card is deleted, you get to draw a card. Alright, the last bit of the deck, we got the option cards. So, 3 Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. What a name. So this card is basically a way to allow you to play Machinedramon and still attack on the same turn. Because all you have to do is trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machine in its traits. All of your level 6 Digimon will gain Rush and Blitz as an on-play effect. So the idea is you trash a card, you play this for free, it costs nothing, and then you drop your Machinedramon. You get to gain your memory back as well for 7, but if you have less than like 5 or 6 or 7, I guess, you'll still have to use the Blitz play. Attack your opponent. It's just nice to attack and play a card at the same turn, and can sometimes win you the game. Its other effect is actually a security effect. So you may trash 1 Digimon card with Cyborg or Machine in its traits to delete one of your opponent's Digimon whose play cost is less than that or equal to it. So since you play a lot of high cost cards, it is a way for you to delete a high cost card, since you play like 12s and 11s and like a little bit lower between the level 5s. But still, the fact that that happens in security and this card is so good makes it a perfect addition to this deck. The last 3 I'm playing is 2 ultimate connections, a little bit of draw power, gain a memory, trash a level 5, and draw a card. And the last one is Black Memory Boost, just reveal 4, add a card, and just have that extra memory gain. So you have the potential to play a Machinedramon and still have a turn even without playing this card. Alright, stay tuned for some explanations and some other options for this deck in the next setup. Alright, so just a quick explanation of the Machinedramon deck and the build. I don't think that there is a specific way to build this deck. You can really build it to your preference. I think this is a more of all-around build, doing everything that it can do. Alternatively, you could take out the new Machinedramons that are meant to on-play / digivolve and then use Analog Man to play Machinedramon for free. I don't think it's the best card in the game for it. You could just run Omnimons and then like Omnimon Zort's Defeat just as a level 7, and then you could even run X Antibody to play over that, Omnimon X Antibody. But if you're going to run any other different plays, like all of these guys you can run, all the level 5s you can run at whatever ratio you really want to. As you can see, is they all have their own little thing. They all have a niche moment where one is better than the other. Some of them have an on play, like deleting Tamers, deleting Digimon. You know, he's a blocker. He has a digivolving effect. He has a digivolving and on play effect. So they're all versatile. So it really is up to you on how many you want to play of each. But the more you have is better because you have more options for the Machinedramon. And you do want to draw through your deck, which is why you're playing Harugramon and you're playing the Guardramons, because then you can digivolve with one of these guys on top of them, attack and draw 2 if you have no other better plays. Another version you could go is a more heavy blocker build where you are focusing on, you know, being a blocker and building up into this Machinedramon. Or even just, you know, you can also digivolve into this guy if you have to. Or the funny thing is, you can digivolve into Chaosdramon for 4 and still get his nice plays off. As you could play this baby instead, as on your opponent's turn, your blockers get a little bit stronger. So like he becomes a 7, and he becomes a 7. You know, this guy becomes a 10, and you know all your guys gain 1000 DP on your opponent's turn. It just in turn works because of Analog Man. And that's just one little combo you could do. And then another card you could add as a replacement is this guy, because he gives 2000 DP on your opponent's turn, which makes your opponent even less likely to attack you. But you do kind of want your opponent to attack you, so you can use Metal Tyrannomon to trash a security. And it just helps facilitate that. But that's really it. Like you can play around with your own personal strategy, and I really recommend that. And you'll find what works for you. You can also run the blue babies or the red babies and a few other different, you know, level 3 guys to go with that. I just like keeping it mostly to the color, and obviously red as well. But I will say for the tamers, you don't have to run this blue tamer. You don't even have to run him. There's a lot of different options you can run. For example, you can run the original Tai Kamaya, that is a memory setter 3 that gives you 1000 DP on your opponent's turn, which just makes your guys a little bit harder to kill. And if you combo that with this baby that I just talked about, it's 2000 DP if it's a blocker, so that really helps. And then imagining this too, 4000 DP just from having them on the board is pretty nice, and is a memory setter. Another one you could run as well, if you don't want to run, let's say, Izzy Joe, you can run Kazu. Works well with this deck because starting the main phase, if you have a cyborg or a machine in its traits, you could gain a memory just for having it. So it almost does what he does. It's just one less memory. And then the other effect is, you know, when one of your Digimon with Cyber Machine becomes suspended, you can suspend this taper and draw a card. So it's still getting you even more draws, and it is arguably a little bit better because it's one less cost. But, you know, it's up to you. Try it out. It's one of the cards I all the time always switch out. And if you really want to play a faster version of this deck, drop some analog use in, because you reveal 3 cards on top of your deck for a 2 cost, and then trash the remaining cards and add 1 to your hand. You could hit some of your tamers with this, which is sort of the risk, but I mean, if you already have your tamers on board and you don't have your level 6s, this is how you get them. The problem with it though is when you trash cards like this, if you hit 2 level 6s, that's 1 level 6 that you don't get to play. And I will say this is a grindy deck. Like, you are going to go into a long battle with your opponent where it's going to be back and forth. You know, they're going to take out your big guy and you're just going to play another one because you have 8 solid options, and with this guy you have 10. So once this battle gets going, as long as you're not beaten right at the beginning, you're going to be really tough to beat because of all the blocking. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Please comment down below on other decks you'd like to see a profile on. And please spread the good word by liking this video, sharing the video, and becoming a devotee today by subscribing. Till next time.